purity of style, and it's a miracle, and indeed a miracle it is. My goodness, you have all these Western Orientalists, best place to look at the Quran saying there's something unique here.
Some people will say that about the Christian Bible as well.
No, they never do that, by the way.
Well, right.
Substantially. Now, some people may argue Shakespeare, in other words, Sheikh Zabur. Shakespeare, they say he was very unique. But there's a difference between the uniqueness of Shakespeare and other masterpieces and the Quranic uniqueness. Quranic uniqueness is about the structural features of the language. Shakespeare is about the subjective, how it sounds nice. Now the Quran with the structural features...
I'm sorry, if I could get a word, no, because it's taken rather a long time.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, demystify me.
Well, I'm not being demystified. Isn't it interesting that yourself, born as you converted to Islam, but many people think you're singing the praises of your Quran, your Islamic book.
No, I'm
and
not.
Christians
No,
will
not.
sing the praises and talk about the uniqueness of the Bible.
No, I'm not.
My wife is a Christian, and if not a born-again Christian. And she will go on about this special book, this special New Testament, which is a great guide in people's
But you don't let me
lives.
finish.
Well, because we've got to finish at 8:30.
Yo, well, you can't just butt in and just destroy me like that.
Well, because you're going I think we need to take turns.
Yeah, but sure, I mean, but the
my
point I'm
wife
trying
is
to
a
make
Christian, and she's a committed Christian, born-again Christian, and she will say, you've got to be baptised, the New Testament provides a great guide.
I'm giving you academic evidence, I'm not just giving you my subjective
It
whims and
really
desires.
doesn't sound like academic evidence to me.
You have to put in.
It sounds selective.
Okay, just everyone, please. I'm in charge, so I can't say God. I'm the don here, right? No one shout out from the crowd again, please, right? When I start putting the limit on how long each person can talk for, this gives every person an equal chance, and at the same time, it gives us an opportunity to get as many questions asked as possible, right? I did say after guys we go to here, so we'll go in here and then we'll go back to guys. I'm going to start putting, you got 1 minute each to just comment on each question. Make sure it's not
Now, could you please answer back to questions raised by Brother Hamza? That must be one for you.
Well, my name's Hamza, and this is your name as well. You have two Hamzas in the audience.
I think
Did you take the shahada?
I think I have addressed the questions raised by
How's it
Hamza.
loud?
I'm here to argue for
How's it
humanism
loud?
about this debate in a manner which, in a way which basically argues the case that I wish to put. And I'm not going to respond to the way I have responded to some of the issues, to the 3 points that Hamza raised in terms of his main arguments for the existence of the word already when we did that session a few minutes ago. So I believe I have already dealt with these points. Thank you.
I mean, very quickly, I would disagree. For example, you didn't answer the question, can we have a very past? Is infinite regression a reality? Can we believe in astronomical figures of chance? Can something be created out of nothing? Can we have objective moral values? You believe that they are, but conceptually you just give an emotional argument saying yes they are, full stop, but that's not an argument. I gave so many questions based on a lot of a lengthy discussion, and yet you did not give any substantial argumentation for that, in my opinion.
Okay, Brother
Just quickly, I think the hall will share if I say thank you to all of you to do this talk. I think we are trying to kind of get God Almighty, or to recognize God Almighty by the physical laws as we know of. But God Almighty is beyond the physical laws. He is unique. Just his compliment.
Okay, so 1 minute each to comment on briefly.
Well, you mentioned physical laws, yes. Common senses, see, hear, see some kind of influence in our current life, etc. That would sort me out as evidence for there being a God. And beyond that, I can't see. Yeah, there's no, that is a justification. If you say God is invisible, you can't perceive him, has no effect, you can't see or hear or touch, etc., etc. Well, for me, those are the things that I require in order to believe something. I do need my senses, I do need some sense of influence on the current world.
Do you see what's behind the wall?
Well, from experience, in life, I know that there is a wall behind me.
And behind the wall?
Yes, of course. If we carry on questioning further, obviously we base things on past experience, perceptions of history and so forth.
Just give Hamza a minute.
Yeah, an interesting position here is that, even if you claim you base things on experience, many people in this audience actually experience God at least 5 times a day. So what can you use that as a substantiation for the experience of God?
My wife experiences Jesus.
Yeah, but that's different. There's a difference between God exists and what God is. Epistemological, ontological arguments are different. How to get to know God is a different story. Now the uncle was saying God is unique. We believe God is unique, but we do believe God existing we can assess from natural laws. For example, أَفَلَا يَنْظُرُونَ إِلَى الْإِبِلِ كَيْفَ خُلِقَتْ. Have you not seen the camel and how we created it? So from physical laws, physicality, we can derive that there is a sole cause for the universe. But to know what is God is different. You need revelation because it's above and beyond you. This is the entity that's created the whole universe. You can't assume it. You need revelation for that. And you to substantiate that revelation is actually from God by proving it's a miracle. But to prove God does exist, you cannot use the physical laws and the universe that you see around you to come to those conclusions as I believe I did. But one of the flaws in the argument of the falsification theory, which was Antony Flou's flawed argument, was that, for example, you have a believer and disbeliever, they go into this room. And in this room, the believer says, oh, because there's a room, there must be someone who made the room. And the disbeliever says, no, you can't prove that because you can't see him. But that's a flawed analogy, because the believer doesn't come into this room and says there must be someone who made the room. The believer comes to the room and sees the arrangement of technicality, the things in the room, the lights, the books, a PhD thesis in the corner, then concludes that there must have been someone who put them there, because it's irrational to conclude the opposite. So the disbeliever concludes from a presumption of atheism, the dogma of presuming atheism to be true. But the believer, when he comes to this room, he's concluding from evidence. That's why your falsification theory is flawed.
Sorry. We've got, as you can see, it's almost 1:30. We've got time for one final question.
Let this guy.
Sorry, I can't see them. Sorry. I'm going to ask somebody who hasn't asked a question.
Quick one.
Okay. Okay, brilliant. But just before I ask the question, if you volunteer to help on the stalls, because we're running out of time, when I ask you to leave, brothers, I want you to leave out that door that way. Sisters, you go down that way and leave outside that way. So if you volunteered to work on the stalls, David Islam, can you come here now to save time? And the sisters, can you go down to where that table is now, please, if possible. Brothers sat on the edge, please move closer towards the end because the sisters are not down there. Guys who are sat on the edge there where I'm pointing, please, can you move closer in, please. Everyone, please.
What is every pain?
No.
What happened then?
So, sisters who volunteer to help, can you come down now, please, before everyone else starts to leave? Thanks. Just at the table there, please. Right, we'll ask the question.
Right. Question is, obviously, you're talking about relief in pain from the human people, yeah? And what would you say about euthanasia for the humanists? How do you stand against euthanasia and killing people when they're really ill?
Sadism as well.
What is this humanist stance on
We are
that?
totally against killing people when they are really ill.
Even this euthanasia because they're severely ill, yeah? You don't see a spiritual solution there at all?
No, we don't believe in killing people when they're severely ill.
Right. Okay.
Full stop. Totally against it. Sorry, over to you.
Isn't that contradictory? Because that means you're permitting suffering according to your principles.
Yeah.
So the humanist permits suffering.
Well, who is to judge what that suffering is? Who is to judge
Exactly.
that? I would say
Only God can judge, right?
Yeah.
So there is no God. The person who is doing the suffering needs to make the judgment. That person who is suffering with terrible cancer.
Do you see the suffering? How do you know they're suffering? You feel it?
The fact that they are suffering.
You feel it?
It's not for others to judge. We don't support that.
Okay,
That's a very
okay.
good question.
It's got
Show
more
the
than...
flaws and concepts.
Yeah, I know you've all got lots of questions.